In 1927, a Newcastle pharmacist invented Lucozade to help the sick recover. For nearly a century, British families trusted it. Diabetics relied on it for emergencies. Then in 2013, GlaxoSmithKline sold it to a Japanese corporation for £1.35 billion. 4 years later, the sugar content was quietly cut in half, and Diabetes UK had to issue a public warning. This is how one of Britain's most trusted brands was sold off, and what it tells you about who really owns the British food shelf now. To understand what was lost, you need to understand what Lucozade actually was. Not what the marketing said, but what it was to the people who used it. The story begins in 1927 in Newcastle. A chemist named William Walker Hunter developed a glucose-based drink for people who were ill and struggling to eat. The formulation was precise. Glucose syrup at a concentration the body could absorb without significant digestive effort, carbonation to make it palatable to people with nausea, a specific caloric density that made it medically useful for patients who couldn't tolerate solid food. This wasn't a soft drink dressed up as medicine. It was a medicine that happened to be drinkable. The distinction matters enormously for what came later. Hunter sold the formula to Beecham's, the British pharmaceutical company, in the 1930s. Beecham's understood exactly what they had. They positioned Lucozade as a pharmaceutical product, sold it through pharmacies, not grocery stores, wrapped it in distinctive cellophane, marketed it with the precision of a medical company. The famous slogan, "Lucozade aids recovery out," wasn't advertising copy. It was a clinical claim backed by the actual formulation. Through the 1940s, 50s and 60s, Lucozade became embedded in British domestic medicine in a way no other product has matched before or since. When a British child was ill, Lucozade appeared. When an adult was recovering from surgery, Lucozade appeared. When a diabetic experienced a hypoglycemic episode and needed rapid glucose, Lucozade was the recommended response. GPS recommended it, hospital dietitians used it. Diabetes UK referenced glucose drinks like Lucozade in their hypoglycemia guidance. The cellophane wasn't clever marketing, it was a signal. You unwrapped Lucozade the way you unwrapped something important. The orange glow of the bottle through the wrapper became one of the most recognizable images in British domestic life. It meant someone was being looked after, it meant recovery was underway. That emotional weight was real and it was earned through decades of a product actually doing what it claimed to do. By the 1980s, Lucozade was generating serious revenue, but Beecham's had a strategic problem. The medical positioning, while powerful, capped the audience. You could only sell to sick people and diabetics. The broader soft drink market was enormous and growing. So they made a decision that defined the brand for the next 40 years. They repositioned it. The 1982 Daley Thompson campaign was the pivot. Lucozade went from a recovery drink for the ill to an energy drink for the active. The medical heritage stayed as a credibility anchor, but the message shifted to athletic performance. Here's what's important about that pivot. The product itself didn't change. The glucose concentration stayed the same, the caloric density stayed the same. Diabetics could still rely on it because the formulation that made it medically useful was intact. The repositioning was a marketing exercise, not a product change, and it worked brilliantly. Sales grew dramatically through the 80s and 90s. Lucozade's medical heritage gave it credibility that newer competitors couldn't manufacture. Then, in 2013, everything changed. In 2013, GlaxoSmithKline, Beecham's successor, sold Lucozade and Ribena to Suntory, the Japanese beverage corporation, for £1.35 billion. Suntory is a legitimate, well-run company with a strong reputation. But they're a beverage company, not a pharmaceutical company. They didn't acquire Lucozade because they understood its medical heritage. They acquired it because it was a profitable brand with strong recognition. That distinction would prove costly for a specific group of British consumers. In 2017, Suntory reformulated Lucozade Energy. The sugar content was cut from 17 grams per 100 millilitres to 8.9 grams per 100 millilitres. Almost in half. The reason was commercial. The UK's soft drinks industry levy, the so-called sugar tax, was coming into force in 2018, charging extra on drinks with more than 5 grams of sugar per 100 millilitres. Reformulation avoided the levy. From a business perspective, it was the right call. But here's what that decision meant in medical terms. When a diabetic experiences hypoglycemia, dangerously low blood sugar. They need a specific amount of glucose to bring their blood sugar back to safety. NHS hypoglycemia management guidance had been calibrated for decades around the original Lucozade formulation. Drink a specific volume, receive a specific amount of glucose. Blood sugar rises. The protocol worked because the product was consistent. When the sugar content halved, that protocol broke. A diabetic following the standard guidance, drinking the volume they had always drunk, was now receiving roughly half the glucose they needed. Their blood sugar wouldn't rise to safety. They'd remain in danger while believing they had taken the correct action. Diabetes UK issued urgent public guidance about the change. The NHS updated its hypoglycemia protocols. The BBC and several national outlets covered the controversy. But the rollout was, in my view, badly handled. The bottle looked the same. The colour was the same. The branding was the same. A diabetic in the early stages of a hypoglycemic episode, already experiencing confusion and impaired thinking, which are symptoms of low blood sugar, was not in a position to read small print packaging changes. They were relying on a product they had used for years, following guidance from medical professionals, and the product had changed underneath them. This is the critical sentence of the entire story. You cannot simultaneously be a medically reliable glucose delivery system and a lifestyle energy drink. The two roles require different formulations, different priorities, different relationships with consumers. Suntory chose the lifestyle positioning. The medical reliability was the casualty. If this investigation is useful, hit like and subscribe to UK Food Exposed. We tell the stories that matter about British food. Now, what came after the reformulation, and what it tells you about who really owns the British food shelf today. The 2017 reformulation wasn't the end of the story, it was the start. Suntory continued to modify the product, the flavour profile shifted, the carbonation changed. The product that had been medically reliable for decades became increasingly indistinguishable from any other energy drink on the market. The marketing pushed further towards sports and lifestyle. The medical credibility Beecham's had built over half a century was being spent rather than maintained. Every campaign that positioned Lucozade as an energy drink moved the brand further from the foundation that had made it trustworthy in the first place. The product line expanded. Lucozade Sport, Lucozade Zero, Lucozade Alert, and Lucozade Zero deserves its own moment. Lucozade was invented to deliver glucose. It existed to give sick people sugar in a form they could absorb. A zero-sugar Lucozade isn't a brand extension, it's a logical contradiction. It's a product using the Lucozade name and heritage while delivering literally the opposite of what Lucozade was created to provide. That tells you everything about how the brand is now run. The name is the asset. The product is whatever sells. The pricing trajectory tells the same story. Lucozade has become significantly more expensive since the Suntory acquisition, even as the product has been reformulated to cost less to produce. You're paying more for a drink that contains less of the ingredient that made it valuable. That's the textbook definition of value extraction. Take a trusted brand, reduce the quality, hold the price, and trade on recognition to keep customers from leaving. Lucozade isn't unique, it's a pattern. Cadbury was sold to Kraft. Rowntree's was sold to Nestlé. Lucozade was sold to Suntory. Every sale follows the same trajectory. A British brand built on genuine quality is acquired by a corporation whose primary interest is financial return, rather than product stewardship. The recipe is reformulated to cut costs or avoid taxes. The price is held or increased. The marketing keeps trading on heritage, while the product drifts further from the values that built that heritage. And the consumers who built the brand, sometimes over generations of loyalty, are left holding a product that no longer deserves the trust they put in it. What makes Lucozade different is that the consequences weren't just disappointing. They were medical. For most reformulated brands, the worst case is a worse biscuit, a blander chocolate, a thinner soup. For Lucozade, the worst case was a diabetic in a hypoglycemic emergency drinking what they thought would save them and getting half the dose. That's not a consumer story. That's a public health story. Before reformulating a product with established medical uses, Suntory should have consulted Diabetes UK NHS dietitians and the wider medical community. Healthcare providers should have been briefed before the new formulation hit shelves. The packaging change should have been impossible to miss. Not a small print update on a near-identical bottle. And there should have been a transition period during which the original formulation remained available while patients and clinicians adapted. None of that happened. A commercial decision was made on a commercial timeline, and the medical consequences were left to the NHS and individual diabetics to manage. The regulatory framework that should have caught this, the Food Standards Agency, the MHRA, the NHS, responded after the problem became visible, not before. Lucozade sat on the boundary between food and medicine for 90 years. When it was reformulated as a pure commercial product, no one was watching that boundary closely enough to act in time. If you're managing diabetes and have used Lucozade for hypoglycemia in the past, speak to your GP or diabetes nurse and update your protocol. Most diabetes specialists now recommend glucose tablets as the first-line option for hypoglycemic episodes. The dose is precise, the formulation doesn't change with corporate decisions, and they're cheaper than Lucozade. If you still want Lucozade Original for low blood sugar, you now need a larger volume than the old guidance suggested. Confirm the right amount with a clinician. Don't guess. For everyone else, the truth is most people don't need an energy drink at all. Water hydrates better than any sports drink for the vast majority of activity. If you genuinely need glucose during long exertion, a banana and water does the job more cheaply and effectively than Lucozade Sport. William Walker Hunter developed Lucozade in 1927 to help sick people recover. For nearly 90 years, it did exactly that. Then it was sold, reformulated, and extended until what's on the shelf today bears only a surface resemblance to what he created. The name survived, the orange color survived, the heritage survived, but the product that earned that heritage is gone, and the people who needed it most are the ones who paid the price for its disappearance. If this was useful, hit like and subscribe to UK Food Exposed. We tell the full stories behind British food brands, so you know what you're really buying and what's been lost. The brands you trust have owners. Those owners have priorities, and those priorities may not include your health or your loyalty.